winning is crazy. Your opportunity.
Google is evolving all the time. There are some differences now, also some similarities, which always remain equal, and we adapt to that. And we really embrace new technologies. 15 years ago, you just could almost program Google
Mhm.
to find
Yeah.
your content. Nowadays, it's a bit more complicated, but the good part is that it has to be relevant to the users. So it's AI everywhere now. But performance, backlinks, great quality content, valuable content, relevant content is super important. And you can still get good results. Give the data a label, basically,
Mhm.
which Google understands. And for different kinds of content, like frequently asked questions, videos,
Mhm.
software, we should always keep our customer in mind first. What exactly are we solving? What exactly are we explaining? Is it of value?
Hello and welcome to WeMarketers Podcast. I'm Andrew and I'm happy to introduce my today's guest, Caroline Blijlevens, owner of Digital Marketing Agency Digitmind. Since 2009, Caroline helps businesses in growing through search engine optimization, paid advertising, and social media. And today we're going to talk about effective SEO strategies in the AI era and how we can do our best to thrive. Caroline, happy to have you today.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm honored to be in your podcast today and tell a bit
Great.
more about SEO in this area. And yeah, well, a lot is going on these days.
Yeah, agree. And to kick off our conversation, could you please share a bit about your background, what you do, and what's about SEO today and how we can prepare?
Sure. I do have my digital agency since 2009. So we've been through several stages, SEO-wise, technology-wise, advertising-wise. Google is evolving all the time. And there are some differences now, also some similarities, which always remain equal. And we adapt to that. And we really embrace new technologies. We take advantage of everything what's possible with ChatGPT, Jasper, all the tools out there. But we try to give it a human touch because this human touch brings energy to the text and to the content we create.
But if we look, for example, in the SEO strategies that we applied, for example, when you started the agency more than 20 years ago, and today, what is
15 years
different?
ago. Yes. Well, when I started,
Oh,
you could really just fill out keywords in the meta text. You had the keywords, and Google really used it. So we used a lot of good keywords in our pages, and we optimized that, and the meta title and the meta description, meta keywords. Well, that does not exist anymore. Yeah, you can still fill it out, but Google does nothing with it. It was just like some sort of checklist. Repeat your keywords dozens of times and make sure your texts are really long. Nowadays, it's more topic-based. So if you have a topic, it needs a little bit more context. You need to have more pages around this topic. And in the end, it really should be beneficial for the one who's reading or watching it. That's the biggest difference. 15 years ago, you just could almost program Google to find
yeah.
your content. Nowadays, it's a bit more complicated, but the good part is that it has to be relevant to the users. So I hope content will get better.
Yeah, I remember that exciting time when we just collected a huge amount of keywords, clustered them, and then ordered kind of $3 articles and just placed them on the pages, and these pages boosted in terms of website traffic. It was so easy and so exciting to do this, especially in the new niches. So, and for now, what do you see? Does it still make sense to make keyword research, or it's more about really topics, user intention, and so on?
Yes, we use keyword research. We still use SEMrush for it. It gives us the suggestions, the context. For example, if you have a keyword like car repair, it finds all different kinds of words which are in somehow connected to car repair, and this creates like a cloud of content. And if you create that and you work on that, you will still have success, ranking high. But yeah, you have to find the gap, the gap in keywords. You really have to do your research.
And what about the new websites? Because it was a problem previously, and now it's for people who are not having domains, very authoritative ones. Is it real today to start absolutely from scratch and have some results? Not some, but good results from SEO.
Yes, I still believe so. Backlinks are still relevant, are still working very well, but also a high-performing website, a fast website which Google can crawl and which is indexed and makes all the difference. That really did not change, but your website should be really user-friendly. UX is important nowadays. Performance is really, really important. The fastest websites get the best results. That's why we also work with headless technology. So super fast front end. And the funny part is because we can create all the content with AI, but the search engines themselves also use AI. So it's AI everywhere now. But performance, backlinks, great quality content, valuable content, relevant content is super important. And you can still get good results.
You mentioned headless websites. You mean Next.js, right? Something
Yes,
like that?
exactly. Yes, we use WordPress as backend because so many people know WordPress.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
easy for editors to use. And on top of that, we build a React front end. And you have to load the entire database all the time. So the performance is the best. And we can also optimize images and make sure that content is delivered super fast. And we see good results by that. Also, we use the data that Google knows exactly what data you're displaying for video, for softwares, for recipes, for jobs. If you have this all in place technically, well, Google knows way better your intent, and you will be ranked good.
That's great that it's possible to use WordPress as backend and Next.js for frontend. I was thinking to move to Next.js as I saw websites working on this platform. It is amazing in terms of how it performs. You just open website and no
Yeah,
delays and so on. It's amazing. So
it
it's
is. I will
definitely
send you some examples after the podcast, so you can check
great,
it out
great,
yourself.
great,
Right.
great. Thanks.
And then the good part is you can keep your content in WordPress because it's already there. We just have to show it on the front end. And we probably have to get rid of a few plugins. But that's what we always do. We use as little plugins as possible because they all come with a bunch of code, with security issues, and your website will just get slower and slower and slower.
Website speed and other technical factors are very important in your rankings. What other things are really important that we as a marketers should keep in mind to improve, to get better results?
We should always keep our customer in mind first. What exactly are we solving? What exactly are we explaining? Is it of value? It's such an open door, basically. But I really believe in the quality of content. You should really be able to give value to your reader, listener, viewer. If that's not the case, nobody will consume your content. And consuming, the willingness to consume your content is key for search engine optimization. Definitely.
And so many businesses right now are using AI for content production. We can see this almost everywhere, right? How, from your experience, how can we find this balance between AI and human touch in content creation?
Yes, that's a very interesting question, because I think everybody is finding this balance nowadays. I think for brainstorming a first draft of your content ideas, it would be great to use ChatGPT, for example. You can also ask SEO questions to ChatGPT about your competitors. That's real fun. You should really, well, everybody should try it. But what we do is we create a first draft, ChatGPT, and then we enhance it with real frequently asked questions, use cases from our clients of our own company. ChatGPT cannot come up with those content. We have to create that. We have to add that. We have to add our unique voice, tone of voice. If we want to make a joke or playing around with words, well, don't let ChatGPT do that. That doesn't work out well. So I think if you use ChatGPT for 60%, maybe 70%, maybe it gets better when with a good prompt. But still, like 20%, 30% should be the human touch. I think positive energy, the energy you want to add to content comes from humans, and you have to infuse that yourself.
And in terms of size of the content, I mean text content on the pages, for me it's always a golden standard. Like for a blog page, we need 2,000 words. From your experience, does it really make sense that the bigger articles rank better, or it's not relevant right now?
Oh, definitely, it's really relevant. Long articles give more context to Google, but still, you really want to add, well, rich data, the frequently asked questions, the bullet list, the videos, images, well, everything, reviews. If what's possible to enrich your content, just do that, and make use of data format in Google, so Google can learn and can understand your copy or your content better. But what I prefer, if I could choose a 2,000 word article over a 300 word article, I would almost always choose the longer version. Definitely.
As a head of marketing, I receive several emails per day from link builders who suggesting collaboration in terms of exchanging links and so on, writing blog posts. And actually, I embrace this practice for developing our company blog. It's very good in terms of receiving really good and high quality free content for the website. But the question is how important links are today, and is there any difference between today and, let's say, yesterday?
It's still really important because it creates authority. If you have backlinks from trusted good sites, it will only be beneficial. Of course, those link building farms, just like buying, following on Instagram, that does not work. That will only harm. But if it's really beneficial, we do it a lot for a software company, which we help to scale globally. And we have some really good backlinks from valuable sites. And it gives us a ton of authority and a ton of traffic. And that's exactly the kind of traffic we want to have on that website. Oh, what do you think about link building? Is it still helpful?
I just check SEMrush on the number of backlinks for our website, and I see that it grows over time. But I don't perform active actions in terms of growing this backlink mass. So it is growing naturally. Also, I see fluctuations on our website in terms of website traffic. And what I notice, it is highly related to Google updates. For example, a recent update in March, our website traffic dropped, I think, 30% or something like. I'm okay with this because I know I saw this previously, and let's expect that it will just grow. I just continued implementing my strategy, but in terms of link building, I can't share any, I would say, scientifical information really proved that yes, it works, or no, it doesn't work. Why I was asking this? Because I really receive a lot of requests from link builders on LinkedIn or via email. That's why this is something that on top of my mind in terms of, okay, if this is something that a lot of people are working on, maybe it really makes sense to look at this strategy.
Yeah, this is exactly what we did. We hired someone to create those backlinks because it's quite time well, and we saw a significant increase in organic traffic. Well, I do have sites in maintenance, and they are customers for years and years and years. And all the efforts we've done in the first years, well, we still benefit from it.
So we are, because we are almost every week we receive inbound leads through our website from people who found us on Google, mainly from the US, but some leads come from Europe as well. And this is great, especially given the niche where we work. It's a recruitment consulting company. We strive for big brands, and they are really finding us, and this is great. So I completely believe in power of SEO.
Yes, definitely. It's the long-term beneficial, lead generator.
And in terms of SEO tools, what tools do you use? What are your favorites ones, and why?
Well, we use SEMrush.
Mhm,
I really like SEMrush because it does a lot, from
mhm.
keyword research to backlinking to technical analysis, competitor analysis. I still use Screaming Frog, and nowadays we use, of course, we used to use Jasper, we use ChatGPT. They've got their new senior developer, well, for $20 a month. So that's great.
Yeah. Agree. I say the same, that you have a content writer for $20 who doesn't complain, doesn't sleep.
No, it's incredible, incredible. So we are so much more productive. We can create so much more content.
Yeah.
Still, those percentage, what a human has to do, a copywriter has to do, it's really important. But still, you can deliver so much more. I love all those tools, and I'm always looking for new tools. I
Mhm,
think the image generating tools are are getting better, are not there yet. I do like the voiceovers where you can speak to, and they will tell all
mhm,
different kind of texts in your voice. It's fun to play
mhm,
with.
mhm. Yeah. And
Do you use the others?
so I'm using SEMrush. Also, what I use recently, I connected with Matej Steiduchar. He is founder of content marketing platform called Stream. By the way, I recorded the podcast with him. I tested various platforms that write content, but this one is really works perfectly for my tasks. We have a lot of videos on our YouTube channel. And what we want to do, we want to create articles out of them, because there are over, I think, 70 webinars or something like that. And they are just collecting dust. So what I do, I just add transcription to this platform, and it creates the whole content piece, very good structured article, very good quality. And the cost, $1 per article. It's it's insane. It's insane.
Yes, I will check it out.
Also, of course, ChatGPT, it's a no-brainer. Also, what I found is Perplexity AI. It is amazing for real-time research. In Perplexity, you can write completely up-to-date content, which is great. And using, in combination. So first, you use Perplexity for example, market research, for topic research, to get all these authoritative sources as a basis of your content, and then you put it to ChatGPT to give it better form, I would say, because ChatGPT is really great in creative writing.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, that's so. I think it's so great to connect with fellow marketeers and to share these tips and tricks, knowledge, tools. Wonderful. Yes,
Absolutely,
it goes
absolutely.
fast. You really have to, well, help each other.
Yeah. That's why we are here and sharing our knowledge. Um, with all this AI content, what risks do you see for the websites in the future, especially those websites who are doing really, heavy lifting on?
I created something myself, which just created a lot of content all the time. Placed it on a WordPress website,
Mhm, mhm,
100% AI, and it was like a playground. I was just checking it out. What does it do?
yeah.
Well, I got results. I was surprised. I thought Google knows exactly this is 100% AI, cannot be good. I get inquiries from it, like last week. But I think it will be restricted a bit more. I think
Mm,
not restrict in you can do whatever you want, of course, but it will be easier to see if a piece of written content is completely AI
mhm,
or not. So, of course, you have those tools and you can scan content and they give you, feedback on the percentage AI. If that exists, I mean, all search engines can do the same.
mhm,
And if it's not beneficial to its reader, I think it won't rank in the long
mhm,
term.
mhm,
That's
mhm,
it's just too easy. I think that the production of content, well, it must have been through the roof, of course. And quality content is still the king. You have
mhm,
to have content relevant to your customers.
mhm,
And
mhm.
if it's only I think it misses in the long term the quality. I'm not sure. I cannot predict the future.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
maybe I'm completely wrong, and maybe it's just that I think it cannot be only AI. Maybe AI will become so good that it is um, very interesting to use AI only and just create a lot of content, dozens of pages
Mhm,
every day.
mhm.
But I, my inner feeling says, oh no, that can
Yeah.
it can't be.
And there is interesting thing with AI. The problem is there is a limited amount of knowledge on the internet. So currently, what AI is doing, they are just downloading the internet, let's say, and replying in different ways to your questions. But
Mhm.
but the number of knowledge is not increasing. AI is not producing kind of new knowledge. It can't make scientific discoveries or something like that. And also, it hallucinates over time. Of course, the amount of hallucinations is not big, but still. And now
Mhm.
imagine the situation. Um, Almost all the websites are using AI for creating content with some hallucination piece. Over time, AI will be crawling these pages that were generated with hallucinations, and over time the quality of information can be reduced. It was such an exciting thing for me to think about.
Yes, I think you're completely right. It just decreases all the time. The quality will decrease if you, take these hallucinations into account.
Yeah.
And
So
where human psychology and brains come in,
mhm,
and we have to think, no, this is not correct. We have to change it. And then we have a
mhm,
quality piece of content
mhm.
because it's real.
I have read number of articles about how we can prepare our content to the age of AI. So they recommend different approaches, like adding FAQ, for example, to structure your content more in a way that it will be suitable, like question answer, something like that. This is one of the approaches. Do you have any kind of approaches, maybe from your side?
Yes, exactly. I do have an approach. We use the technical approach, which
Mhm,
I also mentioned earlier. So within the code, you can give the data a label, basically,
mhm,
which people understands. And for different kinds of content, like frequently asked questions, videos,
mhm,
softwares,
mhm,
uh, you can label it like technically in the code, and Google will crawl it and will think, oh,
mhm,
that's a recipe. Now I know, oh, those are the ingredients. So Google Jobs, for example,
mhm,
if you have a listing on your website
mhm,
and it has the right technical form, it will
mhm,
appear in Google Jobs. It's also a bit a future. So I'm not really sure, but it gives the content context,
mhm,
and there it will also be easier to ChatGPTs in this world to find this content online.
mhm,
Now we've done this for Google for the search
mhm,
engines, but we
mhm,
will also be doing this. I think for a long time for all the the ChatGPTs, because it makes it way easier for them to search on a website and see what is this content about, and is this a recipe, or is this a job, or is this
mhm,
whatever.
mhm, mhm. Great,
Uh,
great.
or you can also label it just textual with question answer, but we
Mm,
prefer the technical approach as well.
great. Maybe could you share any other hacks that you have? Maybe some know-hows about how we can improve SEO.
I think a good hack or tip or best practice basically is to keep your website as fast as possible,
Mhm,
blazing fast. That's a good thing. Make sure you don't only have a one article about a topic, but make it more. Create a
mhm,
cloud of
mhm,
articles around one topic. Keep sharing and you're reusing your content. And that's
mhm,
exactly what you mentioned. We work for a video editing software, and they always work video first. So they have a video,
yeah.
they have the transcript. We create a blog. We create a mailing. We
Mhm,
create a post, and we try to reuse that content as much as possible.
mhm. It's a great practice. Out of one of piece of content, you can create a lot, and use it over time. Caroline, thanks a lot for joining me today. What is the best way for our listeners to connect with you?
You can find me on LinkedIn, Caroline Blijlevens. You can also check out our website. It will be refreshed in the upcoming weeks. It's digitmind.nl. You can also email me, Caroline@digitmind.
Great, great, great. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for sharing your wisdom, and bye bye.
Thanks for having me.
Winning is crazy. Your opportunity. Your opportunity.